Good morning, Manayunk, and welcome back to another episode of Manayunk Morning.
We've got a great episode in store for you this week. We've got Rebecca from Design Philadelphia joining us on the couch.
Yeah, and Meg will be heading down to Manayunk Studios for this episode's store tour.
And I'm going to be learning how to make some cocktails with Dad's Hat Rye Whiskey and Stateside Vodka on this week's Dillinger Does It. But first up, the Manayunk Morning Minute.
Mark your calendar for Fall Restaurant Week. Some of Manayunk's finest eateries will be highlighting exclusive three-course dinner meals, which will be offered at $15, $25, and $35 price ranges. Join the Goals Fit crew at 6:30 p.m. on September 24th for a 5K celebrating the new location on Levering Street. Head to J.D. McGillicuddy's on September 26th for a watch party in the street during Thursday Night Football as the Eagles take on the Packers. Head to Paper Street Pub to support Ash Theater Company's production of Frozen Jr. on Friday, September 28th at 8 p.m. Head to Lucky's Last Chance from September 28th to 29th for Apple Weekend. The Neild sisters have lit up the folk circuit since 1991, and now you can experience their live show at the Locks at Sona.
Make sure you squeeze in the last of yoga on the Manayunk Bridge while you can. In partnership with Design Philadelphia, Manayunk.com presents the first Manayunk Design Crawl on Thursday, October 3rd. Morris Animal Refuge and the Philadelphia Animal Welfare Society will be at the Pretzel Park Farmers Market on Saturday, October 5th with adoptable pets. Apple Juice Jones, Landy, and the Claudettes will all be at the Grape Room on Saturday, October 5th. XPN presents Texas's genre-bending rock and roller Israel Nash. Golden Retrievers are welcome to gather, play, and eat snacks together at the pet-friendly Dog Bakery on October 12th at 1 p.m. The area's favorite wine and craft event will again happen on the banks of the Schuylkill River at the Manayunk Brewery. Lots to do in Manayunk as always, and now joining us on the couch, Rebecca Johnson from Design Philadelphia. Rebecca, come on down.
Hi.
Hi,
Welcome
Rebecca.
to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, talking all about design, right?
Yeah.
So Rebecca, first tell us a little bit more about yourself and your position at the Center for Architecture and Design.
So I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Architecture and Design, which is a public foundation that was created by the Philadelphia chapter of the American Institute of Architects, really to engage the public about architecture and design. So lots of different types of public programming, educational programming, kids programming, and Design Philadelphia is one of our signature programs.
So tell us a little bit about the event and how it got started and what to expect this year.
Design Philadelphia is a citywide festival. It's the oldest design festival in the country, 15 years. It is a festival that has over 100 events all over the city. It's impossible to go to all of the things. You have lots of FOMO of things you wish you could be in two places at once, but it's really exciting. And this year, I think what's really exciting is that we're taking over Cherry Street Pier and we're filling it with installations, exhibits, and that's where the kickoff party is, which on October 2nd. So that's going to be a fun night.
And this is the first year that there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in Manayunk. So let's talk more about what's happening here in our own neighborhood too, which is exciting.
We've been like, we got to do something in Manayunk, and we're thrilled. We're like really excited. There's a great lineup of programming, and it's the place to be. What is it? It's Thursday, October 3rd, I think, is the design crawl in Manayunk, and it's going to be great. I'll be here.
What are some of your personal favorite events that you've done in past years?
I think the neighborhood crawls are really great. I think any time where you can get people in the neighborhood that live there to realize what talent and businesses that are there. So,
and it's not just about architecture. The word design is a very broad word in a good way. So how do you guys even encompass who can participate in this and really what design is?
Yeah, I think that the Manayunk Development Corporation, the business, have gotten really creative about making an experience that's going to be easy for people to come here and see a lot and not have to walk all over the place. And Kismet's going to do a great panel discussion, I think. Nicole Miller and VSBA, which is an architecture firm, are going to collaborate and do about fashion and architecture, and that's just fun.
Very fun.
So I'm really excited to see, because I don't know all the businesses. There's new businesses all the time over here in Manayunk, so that's exciting. So I'm excited to experience it myself.
So tell us a little bit more about when this event's going to be taking place.
Sure, so it kicks off Wednesday, October 2nd at Cherry Street Pier with the kickoff party, and then it goes from October 3rd through the 13th. But there's tons of things to do. So you can go to www.designphiladelphia.org or download the app, create your schedule, and make sure you don't miss out on any of the great events.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the couch this week. This is great.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
And now Meg's going to head over to Manayunk Studios for this week's store tour.
Thanks, Leo. I'm here with Kristen at Manayunk Studios for this week's store tour. Thanks so much for having us, Kristen.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming.
What was the concept behind creating Manayunk Studios?
The whole idea stemmed from our owner, Adam. He knew that there was a soundproof room sitting in the back next to our marketing agency, Mullen Hopton Company, and he decided, okay, well, let's build out a recording studio first. And so that was kind of the initial idea, was we're gonna have a recording studio for podcasts, for music. He thought, well, let's also have a visual studio. So we have an audio studio, a visual studio, and then we also build out event space.
So what kind of people do you see walking through the doors here?
It's everyone from musicians to mixing engineers to podcasters to videographers, directors, filmmakers, event planners. It's really every creative you can think of.
So this space is so cool. Can you tell us a little bit about the features?
Sure. So where we're sitting right now is a visual studio, and behind us is actually a green screen that wraps around all the way around the room. As for the audio studio, we have a couple different cool features. We have your standard instrument package with guitars, we have a Fender and an Epiphone. As for mixing and mastering anything like that, we do have our Studio Live 32 channel from PreSonus, and we have Warm Audio mics and Shure, and basically all the name brands that anyone's usually familiar with. And so far it's made for some really cool records that have come out of our studio.
So how can any other artist book a session inside Manayunk Studios?
So if you want to book, there's a couple different ways. You can give us a call at our number that's on our website. You can also fill out the contact form that's on our website, or you can just email me directly and I can book you your time.
And I understand that you're going to be participating in the Manayunk Design Crawl, which is part of Design Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What can we expect when you open your doors that night?
So I think we're going to do sort of an interactive open house where we're going to open our doors to everyone who walks through, and we're going to have our visual studio open, and in here I think we're going to have our visual engineer, Abad, do sort of a robot demo, which sounds strange, but it'll make a lot of sense if you come here that night. And then in our audio studio, we're going to leave it open and have our engineer, Dan, here to kind of record really short clips if anyone wants to come in. It's really just supposed to be an interactive open house so that everyone gets a small taste of what we offer here.
When they built the studio, would you say that they nailed it?
We were all around this area in the visual studio, and in the audio studio they were working on something, they were hammering something, and we were all standing in here, and all of a sudden you just hear this faint, like, nailed it, and then everyone starts cracking up, and the construction worker was just nailing something into the wall, and it was ridiculous. So it was good.
Well, Kristen, it's been so much fun getting a tour today. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Back to the couch.
That was a great store tour, Meg.
That it was. And besides Design Philadelphia, Leo, we also have Manayunk Cocktail Week coming up.
Indeed we do.
I heard for Dillinger Does It this week, you're designing some cocktails.
Yeah, I'm known on the street as the king of crafting cocktails, so let's see what I can do. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new segment of Dillinger Does It. In honor of Cocktail Week, I'm here with two of our sponsors. We have John from Dad's Hat Rye Whiskey, and we have Kyle from Stateside Vodka. So we're gonna be making two cocktails today. We're gonna start off with Kyle from Stateside. Sorry, John. All right, so Kyle, what are we making today?
Today we are going to be making a grapefruit champagne martini. We've been running this as a staple at our distillery for the last 3 years. We call it the Walk of Shame.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 coupes here. We've already got ice in our tins.
Okay.
We're going to start off with 1.5 ounces of Stateside vodka. I do a 3 count.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Well done. We're going to do a 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur.
1.
Perfect. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of ruby red grapefruit juice.
1, 2, 3.
We are going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters to kind of curb a little bit of the sweet citrusy appeal. All right, and now we are going to shake it like it owes you money. Well done, like you were born to do it. Strain it here into, and we are going to top the whole thing off with a little dry champagne.
All right.
And then just to top the whole thing off as a garnish, we are going to take a orange peel and then squeeze it onto the drink. Get a little of those oils out.
A little bit around the rim.
Yep. And you are good to go, brother.
That's it?
That's it.
All right.
Nice and easy.
Now I have to take a sip.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, so we took care of Kyle and Stateside Vodka. John, what do you got for me today?
All right, so what we're going to do, Leo, is we're going to make a really nice end of summer drink. We're going to make a Manayunk Sour. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with 3/4 of an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice.
Okay.
And we're going to add 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. It's just 1 ounce up on top, so just shorted a tad.
It's a little.
That's good. All right, then we're going to add 2 ounces of Dad's Hat Pennsylvania Rye Whiskey.
So 2, right? Yes, 1. Dripping a little. Whoop.
It's better when you drip it in. All right, a little bit more, a little ice. Cap it off with your shaker glass.
All right.
Go to town. And we're going to put some rocks in your rocks glass.
All right.
strain the cocktail into the glass. And then to make it special, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little hat on top of here.
Because it's Dad's hat, right?
Dad's hat. So we're going to take a nice little dry red wine. In this case, it's a Merlot.
Okay.
About a ½ ounce over the back of the bar spoon. It's good.
A little sloppy, but it's got a hat to it.
Yeah, it's a little hat, but it's got a hat.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Manayunk Sour.
The Manayunk Sour. I love drinking 2 cocktails in one session. This is great. So guys, would you say that Dillinger did it today?
Absolutely knocked it out of the park. Good job.
Did it. Well done, buddy. Thank you, guys. And we'll see you guys next time on Dillinger Does It.
Well, that's our show for today. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Manayunk Mornings. As always, special thanks to Terry Leahy Films for producing this episode and for The Isle for hosting us here on the couch and all of our show sponsors. As always, I'm Caitlin.
I'm Leo.
This is Rebecca from Design Philadelphia, and we'll see you next time on Manayunk Mornings.